It's that time of year where I pick up GTA San Andreas and play it for like 6 hours straight, and I thought why not record it and make a video. I'm playing the definitive edition, which definitely looks slightly better than the original, but emphasis on slightly. It's like when a fat girl wears makeup. Definitely better, but still fat.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I spawn in at my ritzy beachside townhouse. CJ's a gangster, but he's a gangster who likes high thread count sheets. In my garage is a motorcycle, and so I take a little ride over to Grove Street. There's so many memories here. I learned a lot on these streets as a kid, mostly how to pay escorts for their services, but at least I was growing. I run over to the basketball court and shoot some hoops. I shoot my way from downtown. I've never missed a shot in my life, but I've still rimmed a few threes. I run over to the homies and start recruiting them to my gang. I love how loyal they are, it's admirable. Like here, I punch Andrew Tate in the head and they do nothing until he finally touches me and then it's on sight. I guess this game taught me how to pay escorts for their services and about friendship. I drive over to Big Smoke's house to do a mission and my homie just runs off into the distance with purpose. I decide to follow him on his jog and the big man came all the way out here to pull a baller out of his car and kill him. I wish I could be as motivated as this king. For every like this video gets, I'll spend 1 minute in Compton wearing a red and blue Hillary Clinton t-shirt. I head over to Big Smoke's house and he gives me a nice pep talk.
The gang is real important, CJ, you know that. I want you to kiss me, CJ.
We hop into our car, but Hero Homie isn't allowed inside. This NPC has done more for the gang in the last 4 minutes than any of us in our lifetime. We drive over to the Vargos gang hood so that Big Smoke can buy some weed. They refuse to sell to us. Who would have thought buying drugs off a rival gang would be a bad idea?
Get that shit now. Get what you talking about.
Apparently, when someone doesn't sell you narcotics in your hood, you chase after them and kill them. I gun the man down. I run over to this taxi and out hops what is either an adorable little man or a very hairy child. Either way, I'm really hard to buy presents for. Welcome to Synced, a techno-apocalyptic world of a sci-fi shooter that's been destroyed by technology, so basically us in a few years. Become a runner and venture into the heart of Meridian. These Malakas aren't your typical 6 AM cracked out junkies, they're on the hunt for something bigger. Nerva, the ultimate nano-energy substance. If running was never your thing, rely on the companion nanos and sync them all to do your dirty work for you, or use them strategically in the battlefield. In Synced, you can easily deck out your home base and make it a haven. Customize your combat here, upgrade plan, and prepare. This is where you kit yourself out to flex on your real-life enemies, as they'll likely care a lot about your in-game gear. You can try the 3v3 action where you battle hordes of nanos. Whether it's the dead sector runs or the high-stake Nerva runs, there's plenty of action to get your heart racing faster than if you took a shot of adrenaline, crushed up some dexies, ran a half marathon, and then made sweet consensual love to a beautiful woman. After battle, your gear might be scuffed, so get to the gear chip and radar systems to tweak your weapons and boost your attributes. Bang. More power, an arsenal of weapons, and Chad-like companions sounds like the start of a pretty sensual love story to me. Me and my new homies aren't just fighting to survive, we're here of course for the most important commodity in the world. Friendship. Kidding, we're here for money. Thanks to today's sponsor Synced, click the link in the description to check it out. Head over to Steam or the Epic Store to download it. I decide that I might as well become a taxi driver for a moment. I pick up my first fare and she hops into the cab and is like, "Hey, sorry, I forgot my wallet." And CJ's like, "That's okay, love. Why don't I pull over here and we can sort out another arrangement?" And the girl's like, "You cheeky bastard." No one quite tells stories as compelling as Fake Taxi. The character arcs are always impeccable. I then go and actually pick up a hooker though. I briefly consummate the relationship, but then I have to pay her. It's clear this little NPC doesn't understand how taxis work, as I'm the one who's meant to be paid. It's weird how nostalgic it is for me watching a low poly hooker get run over repeatedly. I drive over to Big Smoke's house right as some police officers are leaving. Pretty suspicious, but Big Smoke assures me it's all kosher.
Oh, hell, man. They got their nose in everything. Give me the sweet fat juicy ass butt.
We proceed to do one of the most iconic missions in the game, chasing down a train with Vargos gang members standing on the roof. Anyone who's been watching my videos for a while knows I love a cinematic train shot, so this mission is everything I could hope for and more. I surprisingly passed this notoriously difficult mission first time, so I missed the iconic Big Smoke line, so here it is.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Mission passed, but I realize I'm looking scrawny. If CJ walked through a white neighborhood right now, someone would probably try and adopt him. I run over to the gym and begin lifting weights. There's two guys boxing in the ring while a guy in a red hat screams encouragement. I hop into the ring and beat the shit out of one of the boxers, even stomping on his head. His opponent immediately submits while red hat guy keeps screaming for more violence. I was trying to think of some good boxing banter, but I couldn't think of a punchline. I leave the gym and go and put on CJ's original clothes so that I can nostalgia froth. There's nothing quite as tasteful as a wife beater. It's pretty horrible naming an article of clothing after domestic violence. I think we should stop calling white singlets wife beaters and instead call them kitty fiddlers. I drive over to Big Smoke's house that happens to be in Baller's territory. What a huge red flag, but I'm sure he's a great guy. I hop out of my car and start getting sprayed down. I proceed to air punch and kick in a panic, and then I just die in the middle of the road. It wasn't even the bullets that killed him, it was the malnourishment. I awake at the hospital and steal myself a family station wagon. Not only is this car fuel efficient, it also impresses the Grove Street boys. You know what gangsters like more than low profile chrome rims? A sensible amount of storage space. I drive over to Burger Shot where my friend OG Locke is working. He wants to be a rapper, but what successful hip hop artist doesn't work as a fast food attendant first? Before I speak with him, I go and buy myself some lunch.
I'm proud to welcome you to Burger Shot.
I proceed to eat 10 large combo meals. When I exit the store, the game says I'm getting chubby. I recruit 2 fatter gang members to roll with me so that by comparison, I look skinny. I do a similar thing when I'm sleeping with a girl. I scatter tiny sugar bananas all around my room. I go to start the mission, but it says I need to come back at a certain time. With a few minutes to kill, the boys and I duck over to the barber and I get a fresh trim. I go for the super cool 4 lines shaved into the side of my head so all the hood bitches know I love Beyblades and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I then head down to Transfender and invest my entire life savings into customizing this fuel-efficient whip. Against all odds, I achieve aesthetic perfection. I also got NOS installed, so not only are we iced out, we're efficient. I then start the mission and the car immediately despawns.
Looking real technical, gangster.
OJ Locke wants to have a birthday bash, and who are we to get in the way of his festivities? He needs speakers for his event, and so he planned to steal some from a party down at the beach. There are 2 different ways to heaven, either never sin or sin and then ask really nicely for forgiveness. Same result, but one option gets you a new stereo system. First though, I have to win over the crowd in the only way CJ knows how: dance. I love how my homie just stands there for emotional support, it means a lot. One of the girls is like, yo, that was hot, let's get out of here in my van. But my homie pulls her out of the car and is like, nah blood, boys boys boys. Speaking of boys boys boys, I'll do a Sons of Virgins episode soon. We went to record the other day and I shit you not, 4 out of 5 of the lads forgot to update their game. Soon though, I promise. I deliver the speakers to OJ Locke and complete the mission. I decide to keep doing missions for OJ as I really believe in his rap career.
Hey yo, when I come through up in the place, you don't want me to come with a gun in your face. I spit it hotter than anybody in the world could do. It's like
sucks. Damn.
OJ's worried that his lyrics aren't connecting, which is surprisingly self-aware. There's another rapper called Mad Dog, and he asks me to steal his rhyme book. I do like to believe that we live in a world where rappers keep their entirety of their rhymes in one book. Unfortunately, my homie isn't allowed to come with us though. I drive over to Vinewood Hills and arrive at Mad Dog's mansion to steal the book. Last video, someone commented saying that I use ChatGTP to make my videos, so I thought I'd see how well that would work. I put in a few parameters, and this is what it came up with. In Los Santos, there was a guy named Carl Johnson known for his wild pranks. One day he heard about a quirky mansion. CJ, armed with his snacks and sensual sense of humor, entered the spooky palace. To his surprise, the mansion was filled with rubber ducks, each one with a goofy expression. CJ burst into laughter, realizing that sometimes the sensual surprises are the best. Well shit, that works perfectly. It's nice to know that I can easily just outsource my videos to AI. I steal the rhyme book and then cycle back to the hood really fast. The good news is, if being a thug doesn't work out, CJ could always ride in the Tour de France. I give the rhyme book back to OG Locke. To celebrate a successful heist, I polish off 10 more combo meals. Carl Johnson went from sponsor child to big girl awfully quickly. I head over to Grove Street so I can enjoy the party with the boys. The cutscenes in this game are timeless and relatable, especially for me as I grew up tough. Mum used to buy the off-brand cereal.
Yeah, it's your man OG Loke in the house, baby.
Damn, man, this lyrics is horrible.
That dude needs some work, man.
Hell shit. So you back on the block, huh?
Hell yeah.
Let's all kiss now.
The Ballers launch a full-scale attack on Grove Street. They're venturing incredibly far into our territory, it's not very polite. Fortunately, I've dealt with gangsters before. There was this girl at school and she'd date way older guys who were literally adults. They were usually less than reputable characters. Despite this, I shot my shot as a young man looking for a girl should. I built up my confidence and asked her out like a man, via text. I get this call from an unknown number and it's her boyfriend telling me he's going to beat the shit out of me. I hear that he's waiting at the bus stop for me, so I did what any man should do. I called my mum and had her pick me up. I never ended up getting that date, but years later I did sleep with her sister. Moral of the story is, sometimes you have to be happy with a silver medal. We take back Grove Street and pass the mission. I immediately drive to the gym and hit the treadmill. CJ is getting so large that he arguably isn't pulling off the kitty fiddler anymore. I proceed to fall off the treadmill, and even in front of NPCs it's pretty embarrassing. I decide a new look is on the cards, and so I head over to the tattoo store. I try to get a lower back tramp stamp so the hood knows I'm about it, but I can't afford anything. I spent all my money on that station wagon. No regrets. I figure I'll go and see what these corrupt cops want with me. The police want me to torture Vagos Stronghold. The Vagos are a Latin American gang. I think the main reason this game is so great is the incredibly varied gang warfare. You get to live in a pseudo Bloods vs Crips simulation with voice actors like Samuel L. Jackson and Ice-T. It's just so well done. I torch the apartment and this girl stuck upstairs calls out for help. CJ feels guilty about burning a woman alive, which makes sense, but this is probably something he should have expected. We did just throw 12 Molotov cocktails at a residential building. I grab a fire extinguisher from the kitchen. Good on the Vagos gang for ensuring their homes are fire safe. I put out the flames and save the girl, and then we kiss right next to the still burning apartment. I offer to give her a ride home, and it turns out she lives right near Grove Street. I arrive at her place, and it's disgusting. CJ proceeds to drop some game.
Hey, what's your name?
Denise Robinson.
I suss out her property, and it becomes apparent that I may have just entered into an intimate relationship with a crack whore. Speaking of crack, I get a call from my brother Sweet, who says there's a dealer who's been slinging rock on our streets. I'm far too white to say that sentence. Anyway, I have to go stop it. First though, I pick up my future baby mama for a hot date. I take her down to the classiest bar the hood has to offer. We drink, we laugh, we smile, we embrace each other, we tenderly kiss, and then I mow her down with my submachine gun. Your girlfriend is dead. I drive over to the hood where this pesky dealer is hiding, but the park is controlled by the ballers. I begin gunning them down to initiate a gang war. CJ shoots like a gangster because aiming down the sights is for women and highly trained soldiers, I guess. The hood is now back under Grove Street control and I execute the dodgy dealer. Now no one will be able to sell smack and ruin lives here. Grove Street is an ethical gang. I proceed to shoot up a funeral. If you enjoyed this video, hit like. I love you.